episode of Coupled Up with
Dex
and Chelsea. So we're engaged.
Woo-hoo! That's a good looking ring.
It is.
That's a good looking ring.
You did a good job.
Yo, whoever put that ring on your finger did some work.
You're so weird. So as you're looking at this video, it's been a week and 2 weeks and 4 days.
But as we're recording how many hours? Like 12 hours? No.
But anyways, as we're recording this, it's
20
been
20-something hours.
Okay, but as we're recording this, it's been 2 weeks and 1 day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a ride already.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Didn't want to get on this ride just yet as far as jumping on planning. No, not that. I'm talking about planning. I don't want to, there's only...
Wait, time out.
What?
Wait, so you didn't want to get on this ride just yet?
The planning part.
Oh, word? We don't have to keep planning.
Dexter, come on. Stop being dramatic. You know what I mean.
Because she was main one, like, I don't know. I'm not doing anything until I have a ring on my finger.
Yeah, exactly.
Women don't know what they want. But please continue.
No, that's the truth. I didn't want to do anything until I had a ring on my finger. That is very much so the truth. Mm-hmm. So now since you put a ring on my finger, that still doesn't mean that we have to jump right into planning everything.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, we're on the same page.
Oh, great. High five.
Already, y'all. Already. No, we do have a date set, but, and because of the date that we want, we do have to find a venue pretty fast. That's the one thing that we do need to figure out pretty soon here, just to make sure that date isn't taken, because we're kind of stuck to that date. We want that date.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, anywho, we will document everything going forward. The one other thing that we did do, as far as planning though, is, so close friends of ours just got married last weekend. Mm-hmm. Jonathan, Sydney, woo. And one of our friends came into town that we grew up in church with as well.
Yes.
Are we cool talking about this right now?
Go ahead. Let's do it.
Okay. So one of our close friends came into town. He is up in Boston right now working on his doctorate degree.
Because he's smart.
He's very smart. But we all grew up in church together. He came into town, and Dexter and I knew from the very beginning, even before we got engaged, as soon as we started talking about marriage, we knew that this was the person that we wanted to marry us. Mm-hmm. And so we are happy to report that he's actually going to marry us, and we're super excited about that. I don't think there's anyone else that we would want to do that.
He is someone, this is a close friend of ours who grew up with us. Mm-hmm. Chelsea and I are all about meaning and purpose, and everything we do in this process, we want to be meaningful and purposeful to us. And this friend is someone who has been with us. He was there the first time we dated and growing up in our same friend group in church together. And as we've continued to grow, we've stayed in contact with each other. And so we're super excited.
And he's getting his doctorate in theology. He's wanting to go into ministry. He's already been working on all that. And so it's not just, some random friend of ours who doesn't, believe in the things that we believe in, but actually am working towards, ministry and sharing and all that stuff. So we're super excited about that and super blessed that we have someone in our lives to be able to share that day with. Mm-hmm. But other than that, we want to talk a little bit about the process of Dexter proposing to me, because I haven't heard everything, but I want to hear a little bit about it.
Work.
So I already know some of these answers, but
she's going to ask me questions so as to keep me on track. Because I could sit here and tell you for like the next 3 hours how much work went into this and every detail.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So how long have you been planning the proposal?
I've been planning the proposal since March 20th, 2009.
Shut up. March 20th, by the way, is my birthday, but stop. How long have you been planning the proposal?
So 2 days before that, when you broke up. I'm joking.
Yeah.
No, so I started, so we have to rewind back up to before that.
Why?
Because I first started talking about and actively pursuing proposal in December. When I went home for Christmas break, That's when I first had the conversation with my parents, went home.
Kazakhstan is not home.
Went to Kazakhstan, where my family lived until recently. And I started having a conversation with my parents because I was set. I felt like God was saying it's time to start making moves. This was shortly after a conversation I had with Chelsea's dad, where he was like, "What are you waiting on, dude?" And things started clicking in my head, and it's like, no, if I feel like this is the woman I am meant to be with, what am I waiting on? So talked to my parents, and because I had started talking to some mutual friends of ours about rings and how much they spent, and I was like, wait,
y'all, he
had
had
how
no
much?
Clue.
How much? Yo, mind blowing. And so,
but he has that idea about everything.
Yeah.
To be completely fair,
Yeah.
and I get on him about this all the time, and his thought process has completely changed.
Mm-hmm.
But he thought that we could have a wedding and the whole shindig, alcohol, all that, for $8,000.
Hey.
From the very beginning. His thought
Absolutely.
process, it's definitely changed. He understands that that's not possible.
I mean, not
with
to
what
say
we want,
if someone would like to help us build our lives together and bless us.
We'll
so
take
that-
it.
Right.
But, yeah,
Right.
sorry. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so December, went home, went to Kazakhstan, started talking to my parents, and I was like, so where do I start? How do I begin? I don't know. Like, I knew that Chelsea wanted a pear-shaped diamond, was interested in, and wanted a halo around the diamond, and kind of was interested in smaller stones in the band. We had talked about that before, but then while I was in Kazakhstan for Christmas break, I was messaging with one of the fiance of one of her friends.
Who?
Kabi. I was messaging with Kabi while I was there. We were talking back and forth. He then asked her, because I was like, I don't know exactly what the look is. We've talked about it in general. I don't know what the look is. So he messaged one of her best friends, Mel, and Mel sent him a picture that you had posted on your Pinterest board or whatever, and then he sent that to me. He was like, this is basically what she wants it to look like, and this is what she wanted to look like. So we'll post a picture of what she wanted it to look like.
I don't know what picture this is.
So we'll post that picture.
I don't know if she gave you the right one or not.
Well, I got the picture, but I already had in my mind kind of the narrative I wanted to go with the ring, and I had seen a design that I liked with a twisting band on it, and I wanted to base the design for Chelsea's ring based off of that. So I was talking to my dad about it, and I was like, where do you start? And my dad was telling me that when he bought my mom's ring,
how many years ago?
Back in 2001, when he bought my mom's ring, he had spent a sizable amount on the stone itself.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what? What he threw out was my entire ring budget plus some, And I was like, there's no way that a 1 carat stone costs that much, Yo, really though. And
there is a way.
Crazy. But it was a different cut though than what Chelsea wanted. And so we started talking. He showed me some stuff online, and me, him and my mom were talking about it. And so we started there. And when I got back to Houston after the new year, started going to see jewelers just for the stones. And I got advice from another one of my mentors, at work. He was telling me, look for loose stones, you can buy the stone from one jeweler and then go to another jeweler to actually make it, and it'll end up being cheaper that way. And so we'll show the whole video and the process I went through on that later. But I then started going, and I probably saw 7 or 8 different jewelers looking at just the center loose stone. And I was like, wait, what I wanted in clarity and cut and all this and that, in the carat size, I was like, oh crap, there is no way. That's what? And I'm sitting here trying to count my little pennies. And so finally I was like, I'm going to get a little lower than what I think she might want and see if I can get away with that. But I was still completely uncomfortable with it. But then finally, one of our friends, the couple who just got married a couple weekends ago, it's a mutual friend of ours. He told me about his jeweler. And he was like, you got to go. We were on the bachelor trip. He was like, you got to go see this guy. And I was like, I don't know. I've kind of already found. And by this point, I had put money down on a center stone. I was like, here, was getting ready to go back and talk to the jeweler about the design. And I went to see this guy, and he was like, Yeah, what do you want? Oh yeah, totally. I can do X, Y, and Z. This, like, I was at that point, if I could get as close to colorless as possible, I was set on that. And he was like, this is what I can do for you. And I was like, no way. No freaking way. And he, like, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And so I was like, I don't trust it. I don't think it's real. And then so I was going with this other woman. He calls, he's hit me up. You didn't give me a chance to make the deal. And I had to pray on it because I was like, Lord, what are you trying? Like, is this something should I trust it? I don't know. And then Jonathan hit me up after that and was like, dude, so what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know, this, that, and the other. So long story short, I ended up going with this guy who gave me an incredible deal. Long story long. I ended up going with this guy who gave me an incredible deal. And so, yeah, I went there, got the ring. After I got the ring, that same weekend, I had hit up. So by the way, started working with Chelsea's sister I started working with Jasmine probably back in February, March, talking to her and having this conversation with her that I was getting ready to propose. And meanwhile, Chelsea has no idea that this is going on. Well, Chelsea is talking to her sister about, I wish he would come on and propose already.
That is not.
Ask the question. Like, I don't know what he was waiting for.
That is not the narrative.
Oh,
Can you not?
What?
Can you not? Whatever you hear from Jasmine is not always 100%.
Jasmine called me one day and was like, dude, this girl is like, she's on one. You'd seen something somewhere or something another, or
something
you were
or
planning.
Something?
I don't know what it was, but like you legitimately had hit. You were talking to Jasmine. Something came up.
I love how he tells the story because as if he was there.
Yeah, but this is what was communicated to me.
This is what you heard.
This was communicated to me.
Right.
So you were in your feelings or something that particular day, and you were like, I just want to like be engaged already. Like, I don't know what he's waiting on. I thought it would like happen already. I don't know why he won't.
I don't know.
Some to the tune of like,
about.
I wish he, like, part of me just wants him to just propose this weekend. Like, come on. I want to be engaged to him already. And I was like, oh. So trying to strategize how I can throw you off to make you think it's even further away than you think it is. She was ready to be engaged, y'all. And I was like stressing because I'm like, I have a plan. I just don't want her to find out about the plan. But anyway, so I started working with Jasmine months ago. And so I was sharing designs with her. As I got some mock-up designs from the jeweler, I would send it to Jasmine. Jasmine would be like, oh yeah, this, that, the other. I was also talking to another one of her friends and all this and that. So we get to March and April. And then I told Mel, I told one of her friends that I was going to do it. And then I started tossing around the idea of what I was going to do with her friend. And her friend was like overjoyed, gleeful, like, oh my God, can't believe it, whatever. And then I slowly started telling her other friends. And when I picked up the phone and I called them, I was like, y'all, so I just wanted to talk to you because I really need you to be there for Chelsea. I care about her a lot, but I just don't think it's going to work out.
Which to me doesn't make any sense. Because who actually fell for that? Only one friend.
Raven was like...
Raven's the only one.
Raven was like...
But the rest of them, like, because why would you even call?
If that's how you feel...
Because why would you even call my friends to tell that?
I played it as like, yo, I'm going to need you to be there for her because I'm getting ready to tell her, whatever. It didn't make any sense, but like, yo, brother was good. But then, so I got their emotions low. So then when I was like, y'all, I'm just kidding. I am about to propose to the woman who's a woman of my dreams, whatever. And they were like overjoyed, screaming. I probably lost hearing in one of my ears from all that. They were super excited. So they were helpful. And then, so I wanted the proposal to be meaningful. I also wanted to capture the moment so that we'd be able to reflect on it forever and so that we could share it with y'all. And so I started thinking of ways like maybe I can tell her we're going to make a music video and we'll record or something, or I don't know. But then it hit me and I was like, her favorite show is the epitome of like the sort of experience I know she would want for a proposal. And her favorite show is like The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Actually,
my favorite show is Grey's Anatomy. But
besides that, she loves The Bachelor and Bachelorette. So I'm like, yo, let's do this like the final rose ceremony of The Bachelor. And instantly I had this vision of where it was, how it was, all this and that. So I've been planning the proposal since
Okay,
then.
but what he's not saying is how many places did y'all go and look at? You and Jasmine. And
So
whoever
once
else?
I decided the theme, Jasmine herself
places.
went to go look at probably 4 different places, and I researched on the internet and then went to go view myself probably another 4 or 5 different locations.
And then how many places did you look at to have the party?
For the party, probably only like 3.
Okay.
Probably only like 3.
And then how often were you texting Jasmine?
Yo.
And
Yeah, like a lot.
basically, from
A
what
lot.
I heard, he was getting on her nerves because he was just going on and
Yeah,
on
I
and
wanted
on.
this to
and
be
freaking
perfect.
Out. But you were freaking
I
out
wanted to be
about
perfect.
like my ring size and
Everything.
how
Oh.
big it was and like
I was
all
worried.
this stuff.
I've never seen a loose diamond ever in my life. And looking at them, I was like, oh crap, that's a carat? Oh my goodness, that's gonna be so.
He thought a carrot was
like
literally a carrot.
like yeah, well, actually right. It was like huge. It's gonna like, you know, can't drag your hand. But
Yeah.
like I didn't understand like how it is and looks in a setting.
But you
and
were
all this and
also,
that.
but going
So I was
along with
worried
my
about
ring
that.
size, he knew because he's seen me do it before. I've put on my sister's ring 15 million times.
Yeah.
My sister's seen me put it on 15 million times. She's the one person you're working with throughout this entire thing. She tried on my ring once he got it, and everything in it fit. Yet he was still kind of freaking out that it was not going to fit.
We looked at a lot of venues and we were communicating a lot because I wanted this to be perfect. I wasn't trying to settle for some.
He was being the
you know,
bridezilla in the situation.
Oh, I was being extra, and I'm like worried about
your mom, your aunt,
everything.
and your cousin helped out with actually setting up the proposal and everything.
Yep.
And I talked to them at the party and afterwards, of course, and they're all like, yeah, he was like freaking out on us. Like, this needs to go here and this needs to go there. No, we need to do it like this. And y'all need to get this and you need to get that.
Yep.
You just need to breathe. He was nervous, though.
I was.
He was so nervous.
I was.
When I walked up to him, he was shaking so much, and your
yeah.
voice was so low. And then we were hugging each other. There's one part in the proposal where we're hugging each other, and all you hear is heartbeats. And I don't know if it's mine or his or the both of ours. We don't know whose it is. But, yeah, it was pretty exciting. But the one thing that he was disappointed in was the fact that I did not cry. But if you know me... And you know me, I'm not the type to cry over just anything, but this isn't, I know that I'm not saying that this is just anything, but I was telling him, I'm like, I think because I saw the path and I knew what was going on once I saw the signs and everything, my mind was already mentally prepared for what was about to happen. So the shock factor as I was walking up wasn't as big. I told him I think that maybe if he would have turned around, if I would have turned around and he just would have been on one knee or whatever and I didn't see it coming, then I probably would have been like, oh my gosh, and probably cried a little bit because I would have been shocked completely. But I think what he did was perfect. So it was perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I said.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And so, but I started to talk, and like literally 2 sentences in, her dad's like, "You nervous?" Like, nah, she ain't at that point yet. And like, when I would say those things, she would get so bothered and so hurt. Why?